Hello, welcome back. Hi, Sveiki. In the last video I was working on heat treating those SFK knives, which you can see are already tempered and have some surface finish done. Needs still a lot of work. But today I have another thing that I need to get done, and I will try and document maybe in a few parts video where I will show multiple steps, as this will take multiple days or multiple segments. So I got an order from one of my distributors that they need more of my Angis blades. These are the small scalpels that I'm doing, and I am wanting of updating this design. I want to update this, make it a little bit better. I got a lot of feedback from you all. In general sense, this model sells great. I love it. I love how it looks. From the sales I can see that everybody loves it. It's one of the best that I've made, and to be honest, I think it's one of the cleanest and most beautiful designs that I have done. So I got an order to make another 20, which would be like the last run of those before the update, so pretty limited. So yeah, I got those laser cut, as you can see. I hope it focuses, but they are laser cut and all of the holes are marked. If you look at the final design of Angis blade, the EDC scalpel for opening boxes, we have a lot of holes that have very specific locations, and doing every one by hand is such a tedious monkey work that is not worth it actually. And there is a lot of room for error if you are trying to punch these holes with perfect precision every time. It's pretty much impossible, because in the punching there is a little bit of movement. When you are drilling, even when the hole is punched, the drill bit wanders a little bit, and you can really see in the end product that these holes are not the same or a little bit different, and I want them to be as even as possible. So when we are laser cutting those, I get also these holes marked, and then I can drill them out with perfect precision. Still I'm drilling them out, as when you are, and why I'm not laser cutting those is because when the laser is cutting, you still get not a perfectly even hole. It's a little bit tapered, blowout at the end, so you won't get it perfect every time, and you will need to clean it up. And when you leave the tolerance a little bit and the drill bit only catches it by the sides, the life of the drill bit is very, very short. These ends tend to break off. So it's much better just have them marked, and then you drill, and the drill has a lot of engagement when it's drilling. And also another thing is when you can see the area is pretty small here, and you have a lot of holes, and these would be much bigger, like 8 millimeters. These would be 2.5 or 3 millimeters, and you are not left with a lot of steel. And when you are cutting and losing steel with the laser, this tends to warp, superbly warp, and then you are creating problems downstream in your process. So to avoid that, I'm just marking those, cutting out the general shape, as this will need cleanup too, and yeah, and everything after that is done by me, done by my hands, unless it's heat treatment. For stainless steels, I send them out, as we have a professional heat treater in Lithuania, which is amazing. The heat treatment is so good. So it's again being a knife maker and trying to be full-time, and looking for those efficient things, finding professionals at their realm and giving them to do the work and paying them, and supporting other makers, which is wonderful. I love supporting other members of the community or makers in general. So what we will do today is we will have to do an anneal. All stainless is annealed here at 750 Celsius degrees with a holding time of 5 hours, and after those 5 hours I turn off the kiln and let my blades cool down together with the kiln. So when I come the next day, actually the inside temperature of the kiln, it's still 200 or between 200 and 300 degrees. So these will be super annealed, super soft. Then I can straighten them, drill out the holes. Well, I guess first I will drill out holes, then straighten them, depends on how warped they are, and do some working around the profile of it, cleaning it a little bit, and then they will be going to the heat treater. So I hope to get done this in this one day and a little bit. So before we are going to fully anneal, there are some little scraps, snots as I like to call them, or sharp edges at the holes from the laser cutting, some blowouts. So I will do a time lapse of me going onto the belt and cleaning up both sides of the blade, which is very important for the anneal, as I am clamping them together with steel wire and putting them into a stainless steel foil envelope, big envelope, so we don't want those sharp edges to scratch or damage the envelope, so no oxygen gets inside. So I guess let's go. Just wanted to show you how these little indentations or snots look from up close. You can see one side is pretty clean, but on the other side you get some blowouts, and these ridges are very sharp, and some of those blowouts are pretty big, so you'll need to clean these up. So a very nice batch. Let's go to the grinder. And that's about it. They are here, and it's almost 9 in the evening, so I will have to wait until 12, 1st or 2nd in the morning. I think I will leave the kiln on and I don't know, ask my father to turn it off at the appropriate time, and it will cool down until tomorrow early morning. And while that's going on in the background, I got a lot of tung oil, 4 of these cans, and first I will get something nice to eat, and then I will go on and cook up a batch. Well, I guess this is it for this Friday. It's almost 10 minutes before 12, so midnight. Gotten like a good 6 hours of work. I think I spent almost 4 hours on doing the burnish, doing the wax, and the blades are still fully annealing. I think I will just shut down the kiln and let it cool down, as it is very good insulated, so I think it will give an appropriate effect even if we are under the 5-hour mark, but I think it will be good. We'll see tomorrow if the knives are drillable, if I can drill those holes, because there will be a lot of holes to drill and they need to be done before going into heat treat. And yeah, and doing the burnish, I think it's equal parts. 1/3 is time consumed by unscrewing the lids actually and placing the cans. then pouring the actual wax, and then again 1/3 of time is still screwing back on the lids, because I never thought that it will take so much time on doing that, and it gets really repetitive and maybe meditative when you are doing the same task like 150 times. But I think you just get better at it, because when I'm placing them in the box, screw on the lid, I also clean off any remnants of the wax from the containers. So that's it for today, and that's it for the very first episode on working on the last batch of these Angis blades, scalpels, EDC scalpels. As you saw, there is not a lot of action, but I am doing these videos just to show that some processes can be done in the background, and how long do they take, and I want to take you along and show that everything is done. So tomorrow, the plan for tomorrow is I get them fully annealed, and we start fixing up the profiles and drilling the holes and countersinking them. I think there is around 10 holes per one Angis blade, maybe 12, so let's say 10, it's 20 blades of that, so 200 holes and to drill, and 400 countersinks to do, so a lot of drilling. So drill presses will be working tomorrow for some time, and yeah, that will be in the next episode. So yeah, I guess I see you then. So ta-ta.